Hi, I'm Jace. I'm a biologist, classical singer, and former competitive dancer, and today I am going to be having a look at the second title track of Stray Kids' new album Do It, which is Divine. So Divine has got so many interesting musical bits and pieces in it, and I'm really excited to be able to finally have a look at it and share it with you guys, because initially I had a look at it straight after I did the recording stuff for the Do It music video and track, but I may or may not have forgotten to set up my microphone and sound system correctly, so it didn't record the sound of the track. I am going to do it again, but this time looking at it with the music video. I do have notes of what I said last time at which places. I went and re-watched the voice track so that I could pick up specific bits and pieces again, so that I make sure I don't miss anything, because there is so much to look at. I'm gonna watch through the music video now, and I'm not really going to go too in depth on the vocal and music stuff, because I'm coming back to it and I am going to go in depth. I am going to break down that initial Seungmin riff and line and kind of describe how he gets that sound to come out of his mouth, because there are a bunch of little techniques that he's using to make it happen, and he puts them all together and it just... Music video time! Okay, first things first, there's the thunder and stuff which isn't in the initial track, but you can start to hear that almost scraping noise with the strings going into the record crackle at the beginning. It sounds like very old orchestral recordings on record. Also, flowers, Felix.
All we need is love, dreams, and stray kids.
Flying scroll rather than a flying cup.
Cleansing the world that I ain't done. This is the way I have my fun.
Oh wow.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
What should I do? Just do what I wanna do. 그렇게 쏘아 올린 곡. 뚜뚜뚜. 무대 위에 거인 우리 가리키는 문구.
There are things coming through in this that are different to the track when you just listen to it initially. So the mix is slightly different for the music video.
Hey, what should I do? Just do what I wanna do. 그렇게 쏘아 올린 곡. 뚜뚜뚜. 무대 위에 거인 우리 가리키는 문구. 밤같이 범상치 않은 시선들 내 출두. Yeah, fresh on my shoe. Yeah, back on your culture. Yeah, 예술로 적셔. 주위에 없다 더 삐딱한 리듬에 맞춰.
내가 만든 masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 불을 닦아 in a piece.
That's crazy.
With the world.
Interesting.
We make it right. We make it right. Watch it go pop.
Okay, so it feels a little bit like a K-drama.
We make it right.
Instruments!
We make it right. We make it right. Fall out from the real world. 이젠 지구도 모자라 승천에
Giant
하나 low.
fan.
신통방통한 요술을 부리는 내 맛으로 모두 놀래키고. 지금 나의 세계의 법도 다르지 우리 선도 흐린 정도 몰라 우리는 모습의 범도.
Oh, it's the sleeves again.
너면 만든 masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 불을 닦아 in a piece. We vibing with the world.
This, that, you. 모름에 껴든 저 아둔한 player Let it show you how we play it not a game 동기덕 쿵더러러
You just chuck them in a bottle.
We make it right We make it right 동기덕 쿵더러러 동기덕 쿵더러러 동기덕 쿵더러러 We make it right
So it's Bang Chan with the shirt off in the painting and the mask on. Cool. Okay, there are so many bits and pieces in there that I recognize, but that I can't comment on from a cultural perspective because I'm not familiar enough with them. But I do want to do one thing. I will be back. What I wanted to fetch was these. So just seeing them all with their fans and stuff. I no longer have it, but I used a fan quite a lot in Spanish dancing. And that fan was a lot more like this one in size and construction and how easily it opens because, okay, I can't do that with my hand above my head, but this one is, yeah, but being able to flick your fan open and dance with it, and then close it back up again. So yeah, I did a lot of fan dance work in Spanish, but that's with the small handheld fans, this sort of size, and yeah, you can do all sorts of things with them. But I have also done stuff with much larger fans, and those are very interesting to work with because of the way that you have to move them. Because they're completely flat, you have to kind of move them in swooping, scooping motions because they resist the air. So kind of moving them that way is not a problem. But as soon as you want to move them forwards and backwards, they resist you. Like, it's a lot of effort. So moving them in circles that way, kind of in front of you, behind you, whatever you're doing with them, is the easiest way to work with them, because as soon as you have a big fan like that and you try and make it move sideways, there is a lot of air in the way. So their whole dancing with fans thing I found really interesting, and I'm super curious to see if they will use them as props in any performance that they do of Divine at some point in the future. Yeah, so if I just take this one out, moves much more easily that way than if I try and do it that way. So yes, thank you. There we go. Yes, so little interlude on fans. There were, as I said, so many interesting little bits and pieces that I picked up on in that music video from a cultural perspective, and a lot of things that are shared with China. So the dragons, the robes and the style of dress is quite similar. The symbolism of various animals and shapes and whatever. And then the escorting of the palanquin. I don't know what you would call it. The little box-shaped house carriage thing that is being carried. The escorting of that with banners and fans and flags and umbrellas and lanterns and all of the hoo-ha is very much a thing. Kind of special. It indicates that there's somebody special there inside, and as part of the parade. So usually somebody very high-ranking or only for very special occasions, like I've got cat fluff. Special occasions like weddings or whatever. Initial reactions to the video aside, I am now going to start with the audio. And there's a lot to do, so let us just go all the way back to the beginning. The thunder noise and whatever isn't in the soundtrack. It just starts there from that that record sound.
All we need is love, dreams.
So strings, record crackle, and the All We Need Is Love, Dreams and Stray Kids is kind of got some effects on it that make it sound like it's an old-fashioned voiceover or recording on an old radio or coming off an old vinyl.
And Stray Kids.
I want to know who said that, if it was an actual person rather than a generated voice, because that would be very interesting. And then straight into the really old school hip hop sound, which is really, really similar to the hip hop section in S-Class. Da 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 da. That section, because words. And then we go into Seungmin's really R&B like vocals. Oh, and I'm starting to yawn preemptively because I know what I'm going to talk about next.
Dreams and Stray Kids.
Okay, so Seungmin's section there. First of all, I'm going to be yawning a lot. Apologies for that. The reason why is because when you're warming up, there are shapes and things that you make at the back of your throat and the back of your mouth, which are very similar to what you do when you yawn, and that can trigger yawning. What Seungmin does here is he makes it a really warm, rounded sound. The tone is very, very warm, and he does that by making a lot of space at the back of his mouth. How do you do that? By widening the opening of your throat. So it's not just creating space in your mouth and everything upwards or forwards and backwards. So it's not just creating space like that, you're also creating space outwards. And that can be very tricky to learn. That is one of the things that took me the longest time to learn in my voice lessons. Partially, I think, because my vocal teacher didn't realize that I didn't understand. She said, open the back of your throat like you do when you're yawning. So I would, which is up. What she actually meant was out at the sides. And that, when you look from the front, it's kind of, you can see more of the underside of my chin. But if you look at how far apart my fingers are spaced here, it's very, very high up in the back of your throat. So being able to see it is quite difficult. You kind of, it can be done with the larynx dropped, or you can do it without dropping your larynx. Oh, here we go. But I find it really difficult to do and not drop my larynx when I'm not singing. I don't know why. I can, but when I'm not singing, for some reason, I find it particularly difficult. So you're creating the space here. So yeah, if you look how far apart my fingers are here, this is where my throat and everything is. Normally if I yawn, they move out. And you want to keep that amount of space when you're singing. And you can hear that it makes my voice sound very big and very warm. If I do that while I'm just talking, it sounds a little bit strange, actually. And yeah, that's just widening the top of my throat. It makes it a very resonant sound, kind of warm and chocolatey and gooey and bouncy, resonant, almost a little bit echoey. So like if you have a large room, the larger the room, the more echoey the space is. The smaller the room, the less echoey the space tends to be, or the shorter the echo time tends to be. So widening that space gives you more echo, more fullness, more sound. And that's what Seungmin is doing there with the So if you do it without widening, that's what you get. That's with the widened. The other thing that he's doing is he's got a little bit of vibrato when he gets up to the pitch. So if I do it without the rasp, you can hear there's that little vibration as it gets up to pitch, and then he's adding the rasp on as well. And for that, you're kind of using your epiglottis to almost block your throat slightly, because your epiglottis is what closes the back of your throat when you're swallowing something, so that you don't get things you shouldn't down your airways. So it kind of, I don't know how to actually describe how you add that rasp and stuff into your voice. I don't know, it's kind of buzzy, and it's using the shape of the back of your throat and stuff as well. It's almost, I'm lowering the back of my soft palate to drop my epiglottis, so that my epiglottis is slightly in the way and it kind of buzzes as I hum or sing the note. So that's that. The other thing about that is it's in his chest voice, so it's quite low, and the chest voice can be very, very resonant and very, very warm. And there's a transition from chest voice to head voice when he starts actually singing instead of just humming that first scoop. So that first scoop, when I hum it, I feel the resonance in my face. I focus the resonance. It's kind of in my top teeth. It's in here. And the higher the note, the higher the resonance tends to be placed in the head. So I'm feeling all the vibration here, but kind of further back in my head. And when he changes to sending a takeoff, touch the sun, that comes much more forward. It's right at the front and it's very nasal. It's here. Na, na, da, 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 da. It kind of comes to just behind your temples. Da, 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 for me. Whereas to get resonance up here, that's like at the top of my head. That's just, that's coming about there. I hope I'm not deafening people. That is a bit too loud. Let's turn it down. Okay, so the different areas of resonance. That's down here. That's about as low as I can go. Yeah, so C below middle C, I can kind of reach ish. It's not very clear, it's not very comfortable. And then I'm feeling the vibration really low down. Middle C, I'm feeling the vibration about here. That's about here above my eyes. That's here above my head. Anything above that C is considered quite high. Or high in general. I am not warmed up properly, so I am not even going to attempt to go above that C. I can. I can reach, I think A above high C is kind of where my range starts getting shaky. But I don't really have any occasion to sing up there. I don't normally sing Conrad stuff and whatever. That high C is my normal limit. What was I talking about? So the different levels of resonance will be slightly different for each person, which is what makes singing so tricky, is because you have to feel it and find it in your own body, because everybody's body is slightly different. The notes for me that don't feel so high would feel much higher for Seungmin, because his voice is lower than mine. Those would probably be kind of closer to his upper head voice than me, which is sitting kind of mid to lower head voice. You can hear, though, the switch between chest voice and head voice when he goes through that, and the shift in the placement of the sound. So it's no longer as warm, it's no longer as rounded in the back of the throat as that the sound is coming out here. It's not sitting in the back of the throat, in the back of the mouth, and being warm. It's being chucked out. I know my terminology is not very proper, but as I've said, one of the big difficulties with singing is learning what it feels like for you in your own body. It's not going to be the same for any two people. So, yes, there are similarities and general guidelines, but it's not the same depending on who you speak to and whatever, because everybody feels it slightly differently. So he goes there from that bit. Let me go back.
All we need is love, dreams, and stray kids.
So you can hear at the start of that sun, it goes back to that warmer sound. So he's got that ascending, I take off, touch the sun. He almost starts on an So he's modified the vowel there. He doesn't go sun, he goes son. And that's something that we do quite a lot in classical singing, is modifying the vowel to get a better sound. So the sound, what you're actually saying isn't necessarily what gets heard by the audience. I saw a thing of somebody using Etta James's "At Last" to describe it. I mean, I would say it "at last." If it was an American, "at last." But the way she sings it with an E, "at last." Because "at last," that doesn't sound funny. "At last." That also doesn't sound right. It's funny. At la. You can hear the change in the vowel, but we still hear it as at last, at last. But she says it with an E. So just like here, we hear touch the sun with the U. He starts it out sa it starts out as an O. Which makes it rhyme a little bit better with done, because that's a rounder U. Da, da, it's almost da, done. And that goes almost to an A.
This is the way I have my fun. Oh, hey. What should I do? Just do what I wanna do. 그렇게 쏘아 올린 곡. 뚜뚜뚜.
Okay, I absolutely love that little section of Felix's because of the way that the rap plays with the syllables and the emphasis. My friend group has a little thing that they do when somebody accidentally puts the emphasis in the wrong place. It's putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. And Felix does that here. And what are the words? What should I do? I do what I wanna do. What should I do? I do what I wanna do. So normally if you went wanna instead of wanna, the emphasis is on the first syllable of the word. But what Felix has done is to get the rhythm on the right beat. He's changed where the emphasis is. Well, I say Felix, Changmin, what Changmin has done, because he wrote that section. And it's really clever. And it's something that Eminem does quite a bit, to try and get specific bits to seem like they rhyme or work together. Is he will play with the emphasis, where the emphasis is on the words, to get it to match up.
What should I do? Just do what I wanna do. 그렇게 쏘아 올린 곡 뚜뚜뚜 무대 위에 거인 우리 가리키는 문구 밤같이 범상치 않은 시선들의 출두
I don't know where the emphasis is supposed to be in Korean words, so I can't point that out. But then with the English, yes.
Yeah, fresh on mushroom. Yeah, back on your culture. Yeah, 예술로 잡쇼. 주의 없다 더 삐딱한 리듬에 맞춰.
Crooked rhythm, da 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 da. Playing with the emphasis plays with the rhythm as well, and it kind of throws you off a little bit, so that's very clever.
예술로 잡쇼. 주의 없다 더 삐딱한 리듬에 맞춰.
만든 masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 너를 닦아 in a piece. Vibing with.
Okay, that little bit of Hyunjin's there. Da 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 da. It suits his voice really, really well, and it just, my problem is it can't help but remind me of Kanye West's Gold Digger, I think. It's the get down, girl, go ahead, get down. That little da 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 da.
Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead.
That little section. Very similar sound.
삐딱한 리듬에 맞춰.
만든 masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 너를 닦아 in a piece. Vibing with the world.
I also really appreciate the way they break up reboot. It got a break in between it, kind of like it stops and it starts again, like a reboot. I think that kind of lazy, almost sarcastic tone suits Hyunjin's voice so well. Somebody else does it later on. I'm not sure who. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's maybe Nino, maybe IN. But I just think the way that Hyunjin does it is, it matches so well.
We make it right, we make it right. Watch it go pop. We make it right, we make it right. 여기도 쿵다라라, 여기도 쿵다라라, 여기도 쿵다라라. We make it right, we make it right.
Okay, instrumentation.
Watch it go pop. We make it right, we make it right.
For most of the song, the instrumentation is very, very basic. Bass guitar and drums. It's percussion and bass. Well, drum and bass, there you go. With synths and stuff over the top of it. But then you've got there with this stringed instrument that reminds me of the Chinese guqin. I cannot remember what it's called in Korean, even though I've looked it up a couple of times because it just disappears out of my memory. But yeah, you've got that twang string sound, And then that da-da-dum-dum-da-da-dum, whatever it is, that sounds a little bit like a kazoo.
We make it right, we make it right. Fall out from the real world. 이젠 지구도 모자라 승천의 하늘로.
The sound effects in this is so much fun.
지구 날새의 벽도 다르지 우리 선도 흐린 정도 몰라 우리는 모습의 범도 지레 겁먹고 고문이 뒤로 숨겨 little 통쾌들 다시 절세해줄게 선도
너며 만든 masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 너를 닦아 in a piece. Reviving, reboot the world.
You pop, we make it right, we make it right. Watch it go pop, we make it right, we make it right.
I think that little da-da-dum, 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 da-da-dum phrase is my favorite in the whole thing. They spoke about it a little bit in the intro video, what it is and how it fits in, what it means. But for the life of me right now, I cannot remember. But that little Korean bit, my favorite part of the whole thing.
We make it right, we make it right.
The record scratch in the background, but all very rhythmically. It's being used as a percussion instrument. That sort of sound.
시선에 노름에 껴든져 아둔한 player. Let it show you how we play it.
I love it when they do that. Okay. Actually, now that I'm not singing anymore, I can turn the volume back up on my mic. That little let us show you how we play. That little, I was literally the clueless player who barged into our divine play. I was literally going to talk about how they're playing with the rhythm there. That da 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 da. That rhythm is really interesting. It's almost swung triplets, with the emphasis on the first one.
We make it right, we make it right.
Okay, wait, harmonies first. Da 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 dum da dum, da 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 dum dum dum, dum dum. Da da dum.
시선에 노름에 껴든져 아둔한 player. Let it show you how we play it.
Da 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 da. 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. Yeah, it's basically 3 sets of triplets and 2 duplets. And the reason why I say it's almost swung triplets is because standard triplets would be da 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 da, whereas there's that emphasis and slight lengthening of the first note in that little da 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 section. So yes, I can't figure out how I would write it down instrumentation wise, or notation wise in my head right now. So I'm just going to leave it. That little thing, squeaky toy. Okay, no, sorry. I was going to go back and comment on choreography, but Hyunjin and that band. He moves with it so much better than any of the others. Nice. You don't really get to see Lino playing with them so much.
We make it right.
Bangchan. Ooh, there's funny harmonies in there.
We make it right.
The dragon almost looks like it's made out of human words as well. It's almost an octave. And of course, the shirtless person in the painting is Bangchan, because why not? And it's Bangchan. If anybody's going to run around without a top on, it's going to be him. Okay. That's the beginning. I am now going to comment on choreo and costuming a little bit. And then I think I am done with this one for now.
All we need is love, dreams, and stray kids.
That buzzing in the sound.
What should I do? Just do what I wanna do. 그렇게 쏘아 올린 곡 뚜뚜뚜 무대 위에 거인 우리 가리키는 문구 밤같이 밤상.
Okay, all of them in handful of some description. I think it's quite nice that the background cast, be they backup dancers or actors or whatever, are in all black, and Stray Kids is in something that makes them stand out. Seungmin doesn't look like he did enough. Okay, I really like that little choreographed section there. But if you've been around long enough, you will know that I am a sucker for staggered movement and effects like that, where you have a whole group of people doing different things and it creates really interesting waves and patterns. So any choreography like that, I am always going to notice, I am always going to point out, and I am always going to be pleased with.
Masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 너를 닦아 in a piece. Vibing, we put the world. We make it right. We make it right.
Spinning with the fan.
We make it right. We make it.
Some important official of some description being blown away. Okay. They don't really do much dancing with the big fans open. I don't blame them, because a lot of what they're doing with the big fans would be an absolute mission if the fans were open. So Han kind of uses his as a bat, Lino uses his a little bit like a sword or a bludgeon.
We make it right. We make it right. Fall out from the real world. 이젠 지구도 모자라 승천의 하늘로.
Okay, but the stepping on the beat in that section.
We make it right. We make it right. Fall out from the real
Choreo
world.
going on in the background there. Da, da, da. And with the little step change. So he's got a step, spin, step, spin, hop, step, bat.
From the real world 이젠 지구도 모자라
Step in,
승천의
step in,
하늘로
hop, step, back.
신통방통한 요술을 부리는 내 맛으로 모두 놀래키고 지금 나의 세계의 법도 다르지 우리 선도 흐린 정도 몰라 우리는 모습의 범도 지레 겁먹고 고문이 뒤로 숨겨 little
The emperor's crown with all of the different colored beads. And there's a specific number of them hanging down and across to remind the emperor or whoever is in charge, whatever they want to call him, emperor, king, yeah, whatever, of different specific values and kind of the weight and importance of their position.
넣으며 만든 masterpiece.
Okay, everything with the tigers. I have no idea what tiger is in Korean. In Chinese, it's Lao Hu, and it's kind of the biggest, fiercest, real wild animal that people would generally encounter. So, yeah, all of their talk of being able to beat tigers and whatever. Significant.
만든 masterpiece. If you want more, follow me. 돌을 닦아 in a piece. We vibing with the world.
Ah, inner peace, and then Lino is doing the Tai Chi breathing.
We make it right, watch it go pop. We make it right, we make it right.
I really like the shadow choreo.
We make it right. 철갑보다 단단해 감히 판단해 봤자 모를 대답 풍수지리 상대 앞길 창창해
Okay, no. The transitions in this from dancing with the fans, bringing it around and then taking it kind of back, and then it almost flows out like they've got long sleeves, and then it turns into smoke. So cool from a dance choreo perspective. Like
철갑보다 단단해 감히 판단해 봤자 모를 대답 풍수지리 상대 앞길 창창해 높이 활활게.
So you do get fans with long pieces of trailing fabric on them, which if you were doing this live might make a really, really cool effect for this specific bit of fan choreography. I have one, but it's at my parents' house, so I can't get it out and like try and figure out what's going on and everything. So
시선의 노름에 껴든 저 아둔한 player Let it show you how we play It's not a game 동기덕 쿵더러러
and now everybody is in black.
We make it right
There's a harmony in there. It really was fun. That is that one finished. I really wanted to get Divine done before I went and had a look at the Mama Awards. So that is what I'm going to go and watch next. I really, really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. It was nice to see the music video finally. Yeah. So I do have the recording of my first reaction to listening to it, but that doesn't have any sound. So I am probably going to put that up on Patreon if any of you are curious and would like to go and have a look at that, because you can still see my initial reaction and my comments and everything. Oh, I didn't look at my notes. Oh, yes. So comparing this to Do It, I think I prefer Do It still, but that's because it's a samba and I'm a Latin ballroom dancer, and you are not going to beat anything that I can dance to out for my favorite, generally. The other thing is that this is a lot more like their usual punchy and high energy title tracks than Do It is. Do It is more chilled, a little bit like Hollow. It's still fantastic and something you really want to listen to and sing along with, but it's chilled, whereas this is much more hyped. Yes. Everything else I've already said, so that is that. Okay, I will see you again shortly for me, maybe not so shortly for you. This time with the mama reaction. I'm really, really excited for that. Bye!